I've been a nurse for decades, and as a healer, as a nurse, I was able to, I'm able to really make an impact and be there for my patients' lives and support them and hold their hand through times that are challenging. And I've even been with people, when as they're ending their journey here and they're facing death, and to help them in those moments and preserve their dignity and talk with them when they're afraid, And in those moments, you can see with people how they have so much regret in their life, or things that they wish they would have done, or chances they wish they would have taken. And so the reason that I started teaching Tantra is I found this as a beautiful healing tool and a modality where I could help people and reach to people before they're facing the end of their life, where they still had a chance to make a most and really experience more pleasure in their life, actualize their dreams, to drop shame, to stop living a life that society wants us to live. Because, when you face and you're taking your last breaths, you're going to regret if you weren't true to yourself, because we only have one life. And so if we live our life every day based on pleasing others and making others happy, and we don't pay attention to what we truly want and desire, and then we'll end up, feeling really sad about it at the end, because we're going to realize that all those people we worried about, a lot of times they're not even there with you as you take your last breath. They're gone on with their life, and you put your life on hold because you worried about others. So that's why I'm so passionate about teaching Tantra, plus, just the amazing amount of pleasure and the more beautiful and deeper connections you can have in your relationships. So you just have a more vibrant life, live more authentically from your heart, from what your spirit wants you to do, not to be I'm a very overly analytical overthinker. So sometimes we can overly think and worry too much about things. And so, but my journey of being, a healer as a nurse, and then starting with Yes Tantra and trying to raise more awareness to what I'm doing and to be able to reach more people. And so, you do your own business and you're marketing, and you have people that help you with your branding, and you're making ideas, and I have these great packages I'm coming up with. But let me just tell you, it's fun because it's my passion. So definitely you need to choose things that are fulfilling to you and that you really enjoy, because then it won't feel like work. But my days are pretty filled with a lot of amazing things. And so I'm sometimes, it's hard to really pop in the way I want and to connect as much as I want with all of you, because I am, I've got got a lot of wonderful things on my plate that I'm just trying to take it all in and find other ways to share it all, everything that I'm processing and learning, and what's the best way, like how can I teach this concept or share this concept with someone and that's not right here with me in person, because the one-to-one coaching and things in person, and plus just distance and things that can be a challenge. So I did receive, though, this just made my day. A few weeks ago, someone bought my Daily Dozen course that lives in Hong Kong. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Just like the power of the internet and the ability to share your message with people from around the world is such a good feeling. We're so lucky to have this technology. And everything, technology, social media, and everything is just what we choose to use with it. Everything can either be your poison or your medicine, just depending on how it's used. And so I got an email from the person that got the program. She bought it a few weeks ago, and she just was saying she's so happy that she stumbled across me through Instagram, and how I really was changing her perspectives on looking at some things from the course that I shared with her, and that she was sending me lots of love from across the ocean, and just so thankful that she was able to connect with me. And I'm just going to tell you, when you're working hard and you're putting things together and you're really wanting to do good in this world, it is so rewarding to get messages like that. That just warms my heart. My blog post was, I just really thought with the royal wedding, I just thought it was so beautiful, the message of love. Because love, love is such a great thing. Even doing something for these children and saying something is just sending some love their way, and just even a moment, and just putting the energy of love. Don't put the energy behind it of being angry or being fear or hate and being upset. Just channel some love in their direction and do some thoughts and take actions and stuff to send them love in the best way that you can. Because love is really, that's the medicine that will heal the earth. And love, having pleasure even in love and all those wonderful feelings can really help us even heal ourselves as well as other people. So I love the message of love starting with self-love. Yes, Annalie, it's so important. Self-love, it really changed my life. And my relationships are so much better with my friends and my family. And I'm almost like a completely different person in a way, as far as I just don't hold on to such anger, and I'm able to be vulnerable, and I just don't have to be so guarded or just be like, I was just so tough, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, you're not gonna mess with me. So now I'm just a more loving, open spirit, and I've always been very loving, and when I was a child I was very loving and very happy, but then as you grow up you start to kind of shut down when you've had your feelings hurt or someone's made fun of you, or you know, you've had a breakup, and then you get jaded, and then you just kind of like just put all these little locks and armor, like locking ourselves up. But when we lock ourselves up, we are just locking ourselves off from the world and having experiences. So I'm really happy that I was brave enough to like love again, and to, even though I had a really big heartbreak, to keep my heart open and not to blame any other men that I came in contact with, not to blame them for my past hurt, to be open and not judge everyone as being the same, because we're not the same, you know. So you can't mistreat someone else based on, a prior situation. You've got to get everyone a fair chance, and I mean, be objective and be aware of people, because energy doesn't lie. And once you start to really understand energy and energetics, you'll understand more that the energetics of someone, and you know, if they're having good vibes and they seem good, and you're able to relax around them, like, trust that, and you know, take the time to get to know people and see how they are. Just don't blindly go into something, but at the same time, don't miss out on life, don't miss out on love, don't miss out on joy, don't miss out on pleasure, and stop like holding yourself back with shame. Okay, Annalie, a constant struggle to not be guarded, but it makes such a big difference. Yeah, it's so beautiful to not be guarded. My best relationship has been my current relationship. Other relationships help to show me what I didn't want. Other relationships help me to grow, challenge me, even put a mirror to myself to show me the things that I needed to work on for myself, and just even raising the standard of what I will allow as far as to entertain my time with. Because sometimes, you know, like the Tinder, you know, it's like Tinder is popular, and it's like, oh, swipe left, swipe right, and you just, you know, base someone just like based on their looks and a quick little bio. But there's so much more to a person than that. And you know, you just have to take the time to get to know people. But just being open and receptive and experiencing something like more on a deep level than the superficial kind of dating things that we allow ourselves to be distracted with. I've done it too, and you're like, oh yeah, this person's hot and da 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 da, and outside they seem good and check, career, this, that, you know, other things that we think are so that we place importance on seem to all be there. But then as you get to know them, sometimes if they're really guarded and they're not able to be vulnerable, or if they have a lot of shame and things that they haven't sorted out, like, that can really take a toll on your relationship and make it really hard to build something with someone. So it's all of our responsibility to work on ourselves and to love ourselves, and then to be brave enough to be vulnerable, because vulnerability, you know, that's where you think you're weak to be vulnerable, but man, you have to be strong to be vulnerable. It takes a lot of strength. And so bravo to all the people that are able to do that. And I highly encourage it. Like, you might be afraid, but don't knock it till you've tried it, because it really was a game changer in my life. And I live a much better life now, and with a lot more joy and passion and just peace. Like, because I don't live out of, you know, it's like fear or things like that. And I just surround myself with better people because I'm able to make better choices, because I make choices based on more like someone's soul and who they are as a person instead of some of the shallow things. Because people can, just wear a mask and appear to be one way, and then you start getting to know them better, and then it's a whole other thing. You're like, uh-oh, what the heck did I get myself into? So, anyway, I wish I could meet someone as open and share themselves. Yeah, I know that. And it's really challenging. And I had a hard time, like, when I first started my journey with Tantra, that's what was really challenging, because it was really hard to meet someone who was really interested in the things that I was interested in, because we have been, and it's not anyone's fault, like, the society doesn't really teach us these kinds of things. Society has us, we're so bombarded with media and advertisements, like have the fastest car, have the best body, have the biggest home, and we work and work and work and work and do things to have these material items, and we just totally forget sometimes in collecting these little things to like impress, keeping up with the Joneses. It's an old saying, I date myself with that, but to be doing that, you miss out on the things that you really should be cultivating. And so that's why I'm here, because I'm really trying to share this message of love, of self-love, of vulnerability, and creating more authentic relationships and more empowering relationships and relationships where you can really be free to be yourself and not choose a partner to be like your little like punching bag, or someone for you to make yourself feel better about, because you try to put them down and you have to be in power over them, and all these other kind of weird dynamics that we see out there that we've seen in society. And I'm just kind of wanting to show you guys something, all of you, something different. And the more I share this message, then I'm able to have more people out there for all of you to choose from, that would want to date and have a healthy relationship. Kind of drug that on a little bit, but you know what I'm saying. So that's my goal. My goal is to share this so that each of you can give some thought, and if you really work on your self-love and things on yourself, it's really going to have you not just learn yourself better, but evaluate really what is it you want, and are these choices that you're making, are they really serving you? Like, lead more with your heart, we like to act like the heart is the dumb one. You see a lot of cartoons about it, like the brain is like, what are you doing again? But when you really are loving yourself and you're able to lead bravely from your heart, you're really able to make a lot of magic in your life and bring a lot more love into your life and a better experience. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate, Tommy, what you wrote there. Thank you. So I'm writing today content. I've been up here. I'm actually staying at the Marriott Hotel in the Bay Area today. And behind me is like, I don't know if you can see it, you guys. This is the Bay. So beautiful. All the traffic. You can see like the Bay Bridge back there. Anyway, and I'm just here in this room doing my creating content, doing my writing stuff on blog posts. So anything that you guys would be interested in on my blog as far as Tantra, because when I've been studying Tantra for so long and been doing this thing, you have to almost go from it. You have to approach it from like a beginner's mind sometimes and think, okay, I'm kind of over here, but like someone just starting out, what would be the most important things to help them get started? So, or what do you think when they would see my blog? What information could I share with them that would be empowering or helpful to them as they start to do things? So if there's something that you're interested in, please drop it below in the comments, because that would be just great. And I have lots of ideas and things that I'm doing right now, but I really do love to, I'm here and I love to connect with all of you and create things that are, that you'll enjoy reading and that you'll get something out of. So to help you know how to kind of join on this path of kind of living a Tantra life. And it's not just about like in bed or in the bedroom. It's just a way of just living your life. And it impacts like my work. I'm just so chill now. I used to be really feisty as a nurse at the other hospital I worked at. I could be quite challenging and let the surgeons have a piece of my mind and publicly shame them at the nurses' stations. And the nurses just loved it. They were like, oh my gosh, you always say the things I wish I could say. And I was just, but then I realized as I've done this, I'm like, why even spend my time or energy like that? If I don't really agree with what someone's doing, of course I always advocate for my patients. But if it really doesn't directly impact me, I just don't feel like I'm the person that has to go in and correct everyone. You know what I mean? Just let people do their thing, and I'm not going to be pulled into other people's negativity and be the one like, oh, I have to make all this right. I'm just going to focus on the way I do things and I impact the world, and I'm trying just to, instead of me airing my frustration or coming at from a place of frustration, coming to people or situations from a place of love and understanding. When you're able to do that with yourself, then when you're able to do that even with your peers, your friends, your families, and then whenever you're dating, you're able to do that when you meet someone and they're your lover, you're going to have a better relationship because you're able to drop your ego so much and just see people for being humans and honor them the way you would want to be honored, So I think it's really important. I'm getting to yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I'm getting too old to deal with this anymore. Well, on Halloween this year, I will be 50. And so I did not meet my beloved until right before I turned 49. And I have the most beautiful relationship. I have 2 daughters. I've been married, divorced, dated. I have experienced it. I have experienced the dating life. I have experienced, being a single mom. I understand what all of you are going through. I have been there. I have done that. I know the ways that I did it, that I wish that I would have done it differently. And I know how much easier the flow of my life is now that I am living the life the way I am and being true to myself. And is like once you love yourself and you know how to satisfy yourself and pleasure yourself, and you realize and you meditate and you do things that honor your body, then if you're honoring yourself, one, you're not going to choose friends or partners that don't honor you. So you're just going to eliminate that BS right there. And so, you just will set a different boundary yourself because, one, you have better boundaries for yourself. So once you set those high standards for yourself, and once you're able to, and also once you're really loving yourself, you're not going to just take scraps from anyone, or if someone isn't fully ready, you're not going to date people based on their potential. Like BS. Like your partner shouldn't be your projects. Yes, we help each other grow, but if they really have some serious work and some trauma and some issues they need to work through, encourage them to go work through that and give them some tools, or or show them something, or share a book or something to maybe have them do something differently, or have them use the Headspace app to learn how to meditate, or something to try to help them to change the direction on their path and to heal any trauma that they've had in the past. But don't let them bring their garbage your way. You don't have to consume that. Life is too short, and we have only so much energy while we're here in the universe, and we don't need to waste our energy on situations or people that don't deserve it. So just make better choices for yourself. Trust me, you'll thank yourself and me once you realize that. You're like, oh yeah, you're more powerful, and I'm here to encourage you to empower yourself with your choices. And then I'm also here to encourage you to drop shame about your pleasure. Drop shame. I mean, we were born from sexual energy. That's where we are created from. Why is there so much hang-ups about it? I was so delighted to see on Facebook that they have the Red Table Talks, and Jada Pinkett Smith recently had a conversation, and I have it on 2 posts ago about sex and sexuality, and I think that's wonderful. I'm really happy that they did that. But at the same time, it's a little frustrating because it's like, okay, that's okay for a Red Table Talk and Jada Pinkett Smith to talk about sex and sexuality and have a conversation, but sometimes when I want to have a conversation, it wants to be shut down, and it's inappropriate or removed or blocked. So, but they trust Jada Pinkett Smith and that platform, and they know that they're controlling the platform and how that content is being shared. So I guess they're more comfortable with it. So yay for them for even having that content on here. So that's steps in the right direction. So I'm really happy that those conversations are being had. And it's just so, so important. So, I'm just here to help you guys enjoy your bodies. Your bodies are amazing. Stop hating on them. They bring you, I'm telling you, as a nurse, I have patients that literally cannot even turn themselves. They cannot, or they're in a coma, or they can't bathe themselves. They cannot even have the strength to get out of the bed. Their bodies are failing them. Every day that you're able to wake up and take a breath and get out of bed and move your body, oh my gosh, have gratitude for that. Don't sit there and your body understands the words that you're saying. Like when we're upset, there's something that we don't like and we just like focus in on that. Like that's not good. We don't need to be insulting ourselves or be critical of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of focusing on the things that we don't like, why don't you focus on the things that you do like, and then just have a little more love for yourself. Give yourself a little more patience. And we're all human, and we don't have to. And big thing that I've learned the last year, especially doing my own business and starting as Tantra, is to drop perfectionism. Because if I'm going to sit here and have to be perfect on everything, then that's just going to slow down my process of sharing my content and stuff with the world, because I think everything has to be so perfect. No, it's everything can be an evolution and a learning process as we go. And just knowing that I'm putting my love and my attention to it, and knowing my intention of sharing with others, then I can be happy with that. And then just know that this is a growing process as I continue to learn, and not to have judgment. Like, don't let your dreams die inside of you. Like, don't, like that gift, that talent that you have, don't sit there and think it has to be perfect when it's delivered. It doesn't have to be. That's an illusion too that holds us back in fully experiencing life, and being someone that can bring about change and share our gifts with the world. So I just encourage you guys to be true to yourself. Reflect. What do you want? What do you love? What do you want more of? And what you want to know more about Tantra, please just drop in the comments below, because I really want to share with all of you. And if you're seeing this later on YouTube, please put in the comments there as well. And I will look back at those and let me know my videos for YouTube, what content you would like for me to share. I'm going to be growing my YouTube channel, and I've just got lots of great things coming up. And it may not be perfect at first, but you just got to get started somewhere. So just get started. Live, love, and also do kind things for others, but do something nice for yourself. Like every day, do something nice for yourself. Just the littlest thing, something that makes you feel good every day. If everyone did that, imagine how much better our world would just feel. Because sometimes we're so busy doing all the tasks in our day that we forget just to take that moment for ourselves, even just to meditate for 10 minutes, or take a nice bubble bath, or whatever it is, or go for a walk, or enjoy something delicious that you like. Just take a moment and enjoy something, or go play games, or do something with a friend, have some fun. So again, I'm going to scroll through here and see what you guys wrote. Oh yeah, amen. Yes, thank you so much. I love it. I'm so glad that all of you guys joined with me today, and I will be back next week for Yes Tantra Tuesday. So feel free in my comments on my latest Instagram post to put any questions that you have, or send a message down here for any questions that you may have that you want me to share. Thanks again for all of you being here, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.